about love. Great. So, as entrepreneurs, we all know that one factor that if love is not okay, if you are not feeling fulfilled, for example, back in the house, or even relationship with your friends or your employees or just people in your life, you know, producing productive results can be complicated. Your head is not complete, your mind is almost like distraught in a way. And this is the reason why I think it's important to consider love in entrepreneurship. As much as one may wonder, like, what does love have to do with entrepreneurship? Trust me, the two are linked so much together in such a way that if you are not okay, let's say things are complicated back at home. Let's say you have a partner and you just don't seem, things don't seem to be all right. So how do you go about dealing with your day and yet you didn't deal with things back at home? Gugani, sorry, I will not be able to let you on the panel because I'm waiting for a special guest. Thank you for watching and for listening through and everything. So, what are the factors and things to consider when you need to make sure that things are peaceful at home, that things are running in a smooth way, so that you have peace of mind in your workplace and to just be able to be productive and to even, you know, accomplish more? So some of the practices I would suggest would be, you know, the way you're supposed to take care of your partner in a way. Like if you are working all the time, like you keep producing results, yes, it's amazing, it's wonderful and everything. But if you are working all through the week and you forget to pay attention to those people in your life, let's say your children or even your partner, husband or wife, like you're not giving them any time of the day, you're not taking care of their needs. So for me, I would suggest that the best solution would be to try and make sure, like every week you have like some sort of date night, in such a way that this specific day, come rain, come sunshine, you try and make sure that, you know, you are going to be able to take the person out to, you know, find something unique to do, something different every single week. And if you prepare this and you are present at that point in time, like switch off the phone, for example, or just try and make sure that there's no distractions. Like try and organize your work in such a way that you are able to literally pay attention to the person, pay attention to what they're doing, ask questions like, how has your day been? How has your week been? And don't talk about children. Don't talk about the basic things from the house. Like, because you see, most of the time, as couples grow, we tend to forget that, you know, the same person you met maybe when you were like a late 20s or early 30s, it's not going to be probably the same person when you are in your 40s or 50s or something of the sort. So just trying to literally even find out who their friends are, what are they doing in their lives at that point in time, I believe it's like super precious, because it's not so much per se like even the discussion, it's really just the attention and the making sure that you have actually taken the time to be present, to be in the moment. That is one thing that will create the connection with the other person, to make sure that they will understand when you have to get so busy in your work area or something of a sort, in such a way that if you cannot avail yourself in the rest of the days, you will always find a good partner who is, or a healthy relationship. There's a very good balance. There's some sort of thinking about one another in such a way that you're able to run your business with no stress and be able to just concentrate on that area and everything. So one of the secrets I believe that works so super well, it's just being able to create this it's almost like a tradition, that making sure that at least that one date night you never miss it. And don't keep saying like, oh sorry, something came up, can we do it tomorrow? You guess what, tomorrow something else is going to come up. Oh no, sorry, this week it was just so bad, I couldn't deal. Guess what, problems will forever come, problems will forever be there. But if you make a point to prioritize certain relationships in your life that are important, that you value so much, you are going to be amazed that they are the ones that are going to push you forward. Because when everything is running well, then you realize that you're at peace at work. You're not bothered by like things in your head and like, oh, she was not happy this morning, or he wasn't happy this morning, like what could I have done? Or so you see, your head is at the same time still at home, and at the same time you need to be at work. You see why it is very important as an entrepreneur, for example, to literally make sure that your love life is literally taken care of in a much better way, so that this partner is feeling valued, cherished, and respected. Just the fact that you are never missing that moment with them, that you are never missing the time to just be with them. You make that tradition become some sort of valuable moment. And let's talk about maybe children, for example. You will find that many successful people, because they are very successful, they are giving a lot of money. They think because the kids have been sent to by the driver, maybe to the mall to do shopping, or they've been sent to the center park to maybe play or something of a sort, or to be sent even to Disney or whatever, that it's enough, that's love. Well, money, unfortunately, can never replace love. That's one factor for sure. Like you can never measure both things at all, because when your children are growing up and you're missing so many of their moments because you're telling yourself, I have to work so hard to be able to provide this, and that. Like even the education, as you're providing for the education and letting them go to school, for example, if you're not even there to help them do their homework, if you are not there to hear maybe your child is sad about school, if you don't take the time, you're forever like busy from work all day, you come back home, there you go again, you rush into your computer, you go again, you're on the phone, and you're not really paying attention. You're not even sitting down with that child just for 10, 15, 20 minutes. Like, hey, how was your day? What did you eat? Or what did you do? Did you meet a new friend? Did you talk to somebody new? How was the teacher? Did you learn something new? It's literally just a small moment, because kids don't like it when you take too much of their time either. But just those small moments, and even just getting to know who their friends are, what they're doing and everything, it's what is going to create that valuable relationship in such a way that as they grow and as your business grows, that you are literally growing together, that you are able to increase your production in such a way that if the home is feeling peaceful, you're happy to actually be able to go there and get to relax, get to rest, and everybody's also looking forward to seeing you. But if you never create the time, I mean, how do you expect them to be joyful even to see someone they barely see most of the time, or through the week or something of the sort, just simply because you have been too busy or something of the sort? So this is valuable, to try and just make a point of getting a moment with the kids. Like, try and be home on time to just even, I don't know, read them a story or take them to bed, or I don't know, have maybe a meal together with them, or just a moment in a day that would create just that bond in a way. It's one of the reasons why we are having the children anyway. Otherwise, what's the point of having them when you don't want to take care of them and say every time, like, oh, I've been working all day, so I'm tired. They didn't ask for it. They didn't ask you to, like make them come around or something of the sort. So it is your responsibility as a parent to just create this strong relationship and to try and make sure that there's some sort of peace around all that section. And let's say you don't even have the children or something of the sort, but you are having your parents and everything, or friends, just trying to maintain that balance. Because you see, when you focus so much on your business and your success, but you do not even create the time to maybe even see the other people, when you are down, they're not going to be there. Like when you get sick, I mean, let's hope to God that nobody gets sick and everything, but still, this is the reason why we always need like people around us and people in our lives and everything. I mean, they say no man is an island every time. So like, even if it's just a community, maintaining that relationship and contact with the people, it is so valuable, so important, that this connection and relationship needs to be created and really nurtured and taken care of, so that by the time your family is complete and is okay, or even your friends, that you feel there's some sort of serenity, you're in a peaceful place, so your production is just going to be so to the ultimate, it's going to be to the top. So trying to nurture all your relationships, to try and make sure that you actually give them value, and giving them value, it's not sending money, it's not providing that. And even if you're in a distance or something of a sort, how you can create a relationship with your family and everything. Let's say there's so many people who go maybe work abroad or something of a sort, and their families have to stay behind and everything, especially for the diasporas, like in our situation and everything. Well, having a call every single day, creating that time for the phone call, like come rain, come sunshine. If you didn't do it in the morning, you can do it in the evening. But trying to make sure you are maintaining just that relationship will give you a peace of mind to tell yourself, because after all, what's the legacy you're trying to create? If you have decided, let's say, to have these children, if you are looking to have so much success, who are you working for? I mean, don't you agree with me that you are working to be able to leave inheritance for your children? But above all, as much as it is to enjoy life, to live life in the moment, for example, if your loved ones are not taken care of at this point in time, I mean, then what's the point? What's the point of continuing to work so hard, knowing very well, I mean, you will never live without money, for example. So just trying to make sure that you're maintaining these relationships, for example, is super vital and very important, so that you can create productivity that is just ultimate. And as you grow into your business, your relationships are growing, and so you're all capable of enjoying together, you're capable of traveling together in peace and really enjoy the moment of being united together. Wouldn't you agree? Anybody with a question, if you're still watching me and listening through? Anyway, so if nobody has a question, then I will continue. We have love and relationships. So basically, it's all about love in general. Yes, I've talked about the partnership and how to just maintain the relationship with your partner, and even just how to manage things in a proper way. And it's just through talking. Communication is what helps. But other relationships that are very vital and important to maintain all as an entrepreneur, I would say, for example, like with your employees, for example, it is a relationship that one to maintain, because if it's not going properly well with any of them, then there's some sort of tension that is not necessary, that is not supposed to be there. So productivity then is just going to slow down and prevent everybody from producing their best. So the best way to work around is just trying to sit down together, find out what's the best way you can meet each other in the middle, to try and find a way to make the relationship work, to make it a comfortable zone in such a way that you are capable of maintaining the workflow in a perfect way without having so much stress. And even now, between the employees, when you are attentive to what is going on around your company, and if you're capable of discerning quickly, like, hey, there seems to be a problem here, there seems to be a problem here. And this is how we also get to find out if any employee is getting violated or not. And if the employee is getting violated, maybe by another, be it the manager or the assistant, and the person is, on a lower position and everything, it is your responsibility as an entrepreneur or as the boss to literally step in to try and help, because you don't want the history of, having to deal with somebody going through trauma because they were working in your environment, but you did not pay attention enough to be able to just help them through it. And so it would be almost like something like a burden onto your shoulder that you can try and prevent. And this discernment is like really, really important, to try and talk to your employees once in a while. Sit on meetings and everything. Sometimes you don't have time, yes, but nurturing just these small relationships, at times it's like super, super important, in such a way that you are capable of making them just understand that you are there for them, that if there's a problem, that they can be able to come to you. Because sometimes people do not find it easy maybe to go and talk to the HR or the person who is responsible for them, because probably if the person is the one who is not treating them right or something of the sort, you need to be almost like available to be able to be aware of what's going on, unless you have such a huge company. In that case, make sure you have almost like two people, like an assistant to the HR, for example, whereby if there's a problem, that they can be able to relate and be able to talk to one another and everyone, to make sure everything is also going very well. The other relationship I would say would be important for an entrepreneur would be maybe with your suppliers. We all know, like, unless it's just a service industry, for example, or something of the sort, but let's say you have to deal with suppliers, those people who have to give you things for you to be able to deal with your business properly. If you cannot have a correct relationship with them, for example, then it becomes very complicated. You are not able to successfully run your business in case there was conflict of interest. Your goods will not arrive in time, or imagine your goods not arriving as good quality the way you expected, simply because they didn't feel respected, or they didn't feel like you talked to them properly the way you should. So having this relationship with the suppliers is like, whew, ultimately important, very, very important. So find a common ground where you agree together, get a laughing moment a little bit in it, so that you can be able to just make sure that things are going to continue running smoothly. And another way maybe to survive such relationships, I would advise and say that the most important thing is to always have like plan A, plan B, plan C. So you always have like 3 people who you can be able to count on in case there was any problem. I believe this way you always try and work with the 3 of them at the same time. Like one is on a Monday, the other one is on Wednesday, and the other one is going to be maybe on Saturday if your production level is very high or something of a sort. This makes sure that in case there's any problem and that you cannot reach an understanding together with one another, that you are still going to successfully run your business, because you can continue receiving your products and to make sure that everything is running smoothly. So I hope that you agree the relationship with the supplier is also as important and valuable as it is maybe to the partner at home, or to the children, or to the family, or to the friends. Also, so that you can be able to realize a successful business in maintaining perfect relationships to make sure that everything is running smooth. Allan, I can finally see you are here. So I'm going to invite you again. So this is the guest that I have been waiting for. But I hope until now that you have found value in the factors that I have shared with you on why it is very vital and important as an entrepreneur to maintain perfect relationships in all areas of your life. And I think I would say the last one. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Did you forget us?
I can't hear you.
You cannot hear me?
Okay, let me get out, then I come in again.
No problem. Thank you. We'll be waiting for you. Excuse me for that. So yeah, just to talk about the last relationship, I would say is very vital and important to maintain is a relationship with your clients. It is like, should I have started with it? But no, I felt starting with a relationship with a partner was much more important, because when your head is not okay because your partner at home is not happy, you don't run things smoothly. So it affects the rest of all these other relationships. And that's why now I'm finishing with the relationship with the clients. And so thank you for joining, and thank you for everybody who's watching. Don't hesitate to check out the YouTube channel on the bio profile, where I record the rest of the videos, and you can check out investment ideas that I share. And so today I'm sharing just on the importance of an entrepreneur maintaining perfect relationship and love, so that the business can be successful and to make sure that everything runs smoothly. And we are also going to hear from Allan soon, who is a specialist of love in Kenya, as a speaker and a writer of several books, who's going to talk to us about love and relationships. But just to finish up, as he's getting connection in order, so that I do not waste your time as you are on here, it is just to make sure that when you are maintaining the relationship now with your clients, when everything else, all the relationships I'm talking about, from partner to children to family, friends, and then to the employees, and then to the suppliers, if all these relationships are perfect, trust me, the relationship with the client is just going to be sweet. It's going to be smooth, because you are in alignment to the service. You're in alignment to providing the best of yourself, because everything else seems to be taken care of. Everything is running smooth. But we all know for a fact that nothing is ever smooth in life, right? So the truth is that most of the time you will find that as much as everything needs to be smooth and all, there will be always challenges and everything. But one thing you can assure, that when all these other relationships are well taken care of, then it means that when your client is there, you're treating them in a royal way. You're making them feel so special. You are making them feel like their presence is like ultimum, like it's perfect. It should be just taken care of. And that's what makes them feel royal and makes them feel special and very, very well taken care of. That you are even concerned to ask maybe a little bit of 1 or 2 questions about them. And this is how you keep like your loyal clients. Because sometimes I say, I'd rather have like 50 perfect clients or like 100 perfect clients who will come over and over again on the line. Can you hear me? To self to our viewers and to let them know who you are. And well, I would say fast, I have already talked about you a lot, and a writer. You will tell us about your book so that my viewers can also get to know where they should buy it. And so just introduce yourself, and then I can maybe fill you in on what I have first, like 29 minutes. Yes.
Like Kevin, almost I really want to appreciate for this opportunity. I don't take it for granted. It is such an honor to be here. And as you all know, my name is Allan Lawrence.
Welcome. My viewers do not know who you are, so just tell us who you are. Really, all of them do not know you, so they cannot get to know you better.
Okay, my name is Allan Lawrence. I'm an inspirational speaker, a relationship coach, and now I'm still pursuing my counseling psychology. And basically, I love speaking on relationships because I believe from the womb to the tomb, we all need relationships, and the confines of life, everything you enjoy in the context of a relationship. So we are here because of a relationship, you understand?
Exactly.
So a relationship plays a vital role in our upward mobility.
And that's the reason why I was just sharing, as I'm more of a life coach and more like in a digital world, trying to train everybody into gaining time and financial freedom. I share investment ideas so that people can become entrepreneurs and get to have multiple earning streams so that they can all live, love, and learn. And this is my things, and the reason why I think like love and relationships are very important, like even for the entrepreneurs, for example. And so I was just talking about the factors where if they have maintained their relationship between the partner back in the home, the children, the family, the friends, and then the employees, and then the suppliers, and then come now to the clients, then the whole circle, if it's all taken care of, they are able to run in a successful way, in a serene way, in such a way that their business runs also smoothly. But now I will let you join us and tell us first and foremost, like, how did you come or choose the path of love and relationships, for example?
You're putting me on the spot, but it is well. Yeah, I have a background in I was in the seminary, so all these things come multiplied into one thing.
Yes.
When you're trying to map your purpose, when you're trying to find that thing that can put you on the cutting edge, you end up trying a lot of things. You end up being all over the place.
True.
But till you find that thing that gives you fulfillment. So I realized that I've been so much interacting with personalities. I've been so much getting a lot of questions whereby people are struggling and people are suffering in their relationship. That's when I was like, why? Because in a day I will get a lot of questions on dating, on relationship. Then I was like, why not? Let me go. So basically, I've used my own mistakes. Personally, I'm not speaking from a point of perfection. I'm speaking from a point of,
Experience.
I'm speaking at a point of mandate. Yeah, and experience as well, Yes. I'm not, I'll be sitting here lying as if I'm the deputy Holy Spirit. I'm not.
Nobody's perfect. Only Jesus was and is.
Yeah. So basically, just making those mistakes and learning from them, also using other people's mistakes and growing from them, because I believe it's absolute ignorance to wait to make the same mistakes. True. So that you can learn.
True, very
Wisdom
true.
dictates that you use other people's mistakes and learn to be able to grow. Growth so called for you to take them to learn.
Very true, very true.
Yes.
And so what would you say are some of the advice that in the long run, like you would I see you tell viewers like some of the factors to consider before considering even being in love, for example, or before considering having a partner. Like, what are some of the choices, like the ideas? Because for me, I started this channel when many young ones are asking me, like, so how am I supposed to choose my partner? Can you look for a husband for me? I'm like, a husband is not looked for. Like, I don't know. I believe love sometimes, because I believe God has created someone somewhere for each person. Like, people get connected. It's situations that really make us get to connect and get to find each other in a way. And so, what would you say you advise like the young ones or ladies like?
Wow, my advice has always been, being single is not that period you used to prepare yourself for marriage.
Yeah.
Being single is a gift. You understand? Yes. So you should never run from yourself, because I'll doubt you trying to promise me love and yet you don't spend time to love the person in the mirror. So mine is always spend quality time loving yourself, because singlehood is a gift that especially you brought in the picture that God, when God has given you the gift of singlehood, and for lack of a better word, the moment you get into a relationship or rather marriage, you get committed to another person. So it is only that period whereby you are single, that is when you are accountable to yourself. That is the moment you can now develop your passions, because you are more comfortable with yourself, you are more accountable to yourself. But the moment you get committed to another person, that's why in my book I've talked about love, and a relationship is never out of feeling. It should come out of a place of commitment. You understand? Sure. So you have to be able to relate well with the person in the mirror, understand your purpose, understand the areas that you are called to dominate,
Yeah.
So that you can look.
Sarah, the other coach that we are on lives every Friday with, unfortunately, she's not present today, but she really bases on the value of self first. When you're capable of loving yourself, you're capable of understanding what is valuable for you, what is important for you, and then you are in a position of confidence. You're in a position of being able to make sound decisions and even be able to love the other person, because your cup is running full with loads of love, and so you're able to give out something that you hold within you already.
Yeah, because today whatever she was saying is so true, because today people are treating a relationship as a rescue mission from themselves. People are treating relationship as a financial breakthrough they have been praying for in churches. You understand? So it needs to reach to that point whereby you are more comfortable, because today as a lady you need to have even your own, so that this person cannot feel as if it's a favor they are doing unto you. They are coming into your life just to complement. You are there to complement each other.
That's the reason. That's the reason why God said, "I'm making a helper for you." Like, you are supposed to help each other. But I'm just laughing because you say people pray in church for a partner as a breakthrough, financial breakthrough, really.
Yeah, people are looking at a relationship as that financial breakthrough, So you have to spend quality time, develop yourself, develop your own. As a woman, as a lady, develop your own, so that this man cannot come and take advantage of you.
Yeah.
That is why even the Bible, one thing that God, and this one goes out to ladies. Ladies were created and brought into the man's life when they were needed and not wanted. So when the moment, because a woman comes to meet needs. So if this person comes telling you that how they love you, you need to ask them what is their purpose in life. You understand?
Yeah.
Because even when God brought Eve in the Garden of Eden, he brought her when she was when Adam had understood his life purpose, when Adam had a territory, he had work. So before even you start thinking of dating, before even you start thinking of a relationship, as a boy child out there, what is your work? What gives you what do you own? Which territory do you have? So that when this person comes, she is a helper. She's coming to help you fulfill your purpose. She's coming to help you fulfill your assignment. You understand? So a lady needs to come and find you operating in your purpose, operating in your area of assignment, of divine assignment.
Yes.
So, and ladies out there, that's why I've always told them that before even a man tells you that, I love you and all those kind of things, ask them, what is your life purpose? Don't be quick to say, I love you too. What are you loving? I don't mean to be materialistic. You understand? What are you loving?
No, I'm loving the part where you should not rush into saying I love you back. It's something that literally comes in later for real. But then you find some very naive beginnings where we close our eyes to the feelings, and this is where we call it a point of infatuation in a way, also the beginnings, because there's not so much grounded fundamental factors that have been considered by both sides. It's the affection that begins, yes, but this is the reason why for me my biggest advice has always been, why don't you try and make friends first? Why don't you try and get to know that other person in such a way that they unveil themselves like a flower, as I say it, in such a way that they are capable of being real, being themselves. But when you do not want to give out your information,
that was just infatuation.
Yes.
So you have to develop. That is why today people are getting into relationships. They start dating. That's when they try to cut the backbone, so that you can be able to graduate to the next level.
Yeah.
Because today, let me tell you, we are here live talking. There are some people who are just your fans. They love, but they don't love you.
No matter, as I say every single time, what's important, it's listening to the value of the information given. Listening to the value of the product, not literally who is delivering the product.
Exactly. So, whereby sometimes you become a fan of this person instead of this person. Yeah. So you love them for what they can offer, but not as an individual. So people get attracted to what they can only see. The moment reality starts to hit, to check in, that is when people try to run away from that relationship. So you need to understand that a relationship is founded on the basis of friendship.
True, very true. But now, how do you help young ones who are always in a rush from the beginning? And that's the reason why there's such high, not even just young ones, I would say like all the singles, if it was to be advice or something of a sort, like how do we get to deliver this message out and literally try and telling them like a little bit of patience wouldn't hurt, Like how do you get to deliver this when it is a global thing, literally?
I understand. One thing I've always told everyone around me is that when you rush into some things, you crash.
True.
It's better for you to wait other than to waste.
Very true.
You need to always date intentionally and never emotionally. Because sometimes these emotions can reach to a point whereby they overreact and they send you into things that you want to hear and not what you need to hear for your upward mobility. So you have to be intentional. And how can you be intentional? You get so much in touch with your life purpose. You understand? So the moment you are so much in touch with your life purpose, there are some things, the conversation also changes. The places where you hang around changes. And only this can only happen if your identity gives you, expecting champagne, have time to develop the person in the circle of people who you hang around.
This week, and the discussion was, you say, enjoy the moment of the dating process to actually try and understand the other partner. But what to all the men who literally enjoy so many women are in the process of trying to find their life partner? Or even ladies, like what do you say to these people? Are you supposed to make it a long-term game, really, that they end up enjoying it too much? They forget, like, hey, you gotta settle, you gotta choose the person. What do you say about that?
Wow, let me with the boy child.
Yes.
One thing you'll always understand is, for us as men, today we have seen you this way.
Yes.
As much as the infatuation, I get even 2 days to talk with you.
Yeah.
Believe me, I know the direction that this relationship will go.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you'll agree with me that no one just begins to cheat on you within a spur of a moment, or no one breaks up with you within a spur of a moment. But the problem with ladies these days, I think it's a weakness, and I think also it is just them. once a lady decides to commit into a relationship, they commit their whole. But a question and a warning to ladies out there: do not let the red roses blind you from seeing the red flag. So also,
from seeing the thorns.
Yeah. So you need to be clear. You need to be clear from the word go. When you go out for dates, who are we? Those are some of the questions we should be asking ourselves. Who are we? Because the moment you can answer who are we in the first place, we can understand the direction we are going to.
Yeah.
I don't mean that this is only a person who has understood that they didn't come here on the surface of the earth just to relate, have children, pay bills, and die. There is something great that you need to accomplish.
Yeah.
So how to go about it is you need to have. There is no proper commitment in a relationship without proper communication.
Very
so
true.
It begins by you having candid discussion, not just going out for days and eating ice creams like for the 6 generations. And dating is not that period whereby you guys meet. You get out your clothes and get in the bed. No, that is not dating.
Yeah.
Dating is that moment whereby you get to know each other. You get to understand each other. So it means that you have to be very much clear and very much intentional. Because if you are silent about these things, you'll be silenced. Remember, it's just like today people get to buy applicants in shops. They don't read even the warranty. They just take that pen and they sign. You have to know what you're signing up. That's why people are getting into a relationship, because this guy is tall, dark, and handsome.
Sarah says dating has become like Uber Eats, where we order food and it's delivered in the
That's a new one. So you find a lady saying, "Oh my God, I want the six-figure salaried guy. I want 6 feet tall, or I want 6 feet or more." So you see, you'll end up dating the devil himself, 6'6".
Very true. There's one person I saw a message saying like, how do you women, or because it was a gentleman talking about that, and we are not attacking women, being a woman in position first, but this was a man saying, how do you all want unconditional love when your bag is coming full of conditions? So like, how would you respond to that? Do you think we come with too many conditions in at the beginning, for example?
Not really, because let me tell you, and this is an advice to ladies. Do not lower your standards just to accommodate
some
people. You have to, as much as you can have set the standard. There's some things you have to compromise, but if you have to compromise about 90% of the standards you've set,
it's not worth it.
Not a relationship. That is, it's not worth it. There's some things, yes, you'll have to compromise. Yeah, but let your standard remain. Let who you are remain, because that relationship can come and go. That relationship does not define you.
And then I have 2 questions concerning that, maintaining the standards. So you have these 2 type of women, for example. You have a woman who you will see her class, like you look at her and you can define her class right away. She's going to be maybe a champagne lady. She's going to be a taxi lady. She's going to be one who wants her, meal, because she can even pay for it herself. But, it's a way that you are saying it can be told. But then you will see the other lady with a face of like, I want to dress very well because this is a special date and I think it has value in it. But they come into the position where they feel they need to have it all at once on the same date. How do you now judge and value these 2 characters, where one, it's literally just style, natural, it's there, that's her standard, but there's this one who is trying so hard to maintain it that it's beyond herself? How do you value now this to come up with the best character and say, well, this feels natural, this doesn't feel, and how do I value this person in return?
For me, sometimes if you've not become it, and if you don't have it, that is when you try so much to take it. And on the other hand, this lady who is trying to do everything and anything to maintain herself, kudos to her. But one thing, this one now, I'll speak to the boys, to the men out there. It takes a secure man to relate with that kind of an empowered woman, a woman who knows what she wants.
Yes.
So it is not the question of the lady, as per my understanding. The question of the lady is the question of now the man.
The men.
Is the question of the men on the other hand. Are you empowered enough to handle this lady who knows what they want? Because sometimes people have a problem dealing with an assertive woman. They might think that this woman is domineering, this woman is trying to put me down. No, it is a question of you now stepping up as a man. And these are kind of the discussions we need to have over and over, because nobody's teaching men out here on how to handle an empowered woman. No one is teaching a boy child out here for how they need to be secure enough. We think that these ladies are taking over, but in the real sense, they are not taking over. They are just becoming who they are supposed to be. True. And that's where now the problem comes in. And all these things happen because based on the standard the men are setting. Because today, I expect I met you on this date, and you cannot afford this kind of lifestyle. And I've always said this for ladies out here: if you want a man who drives, most definitely you'll find them where you parked your car. If you want a man who is a banker, you'll always find them where you bank your money. So debt within your IQ level, debt within your horizon, so that you don't need to explain basic things.
I was just saying last week, one of the advice I grew up with as a very young girl, my father always said, if you go out, never ever forget to leave with money in your pocket and only eat what you're capable of paying for. Because if there's a disagreement and you have to go home, then you're in trouble. You're going to pay potatoes, because most restaurants, I remember a long time ago when somebody could not pay their bill, they make them peel the potatoes all night to make sure they pay up for the bill that they did not pay for. And so I grew up knowing very well that every time I go anywhere, and it's something that I have literally grown up with in such a way that I am capable of paying for the meal and even pay for the other person. If I don't have, you say, oh no, tonight I'm busy, sorry. Act busy sometimes also. It's an advice and quality in a way to just act also like demanded for in a way. Because if you insist on going and you can't pay for it, well, that's just trouble in advance.
Like, I'm in this country by this generation of too fair to being sent fair. You understand, these boys are suffering out here. Why? Because a lady comes to this date and she comes with her cousin's cousin,
goodness.
And you have to pay for it. And you have to pay for it.
Would I say it's an African culture? Because I have not seen it abroad much. Like,
yeah, I understand. But in this country, somebody comes, they order food. You might think their plate is the one going to be used to serve other people. And they eat as if they're eating till their sixth generation. So that is why, and I've always said this, that they're not a place for you to break your fasting as if you're in from a hunger strike. So it's a place for you now to meet and have candid discussion, ask about destiny-related questions.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, so how do you tell, what are some of the factors, would you say, that, people really need to look at when they are considering, going out with somebody? Would you say that we've talked about money value, where you're finding your category and everything, but there are times when those who are up high will actually rather go for somebody like maybe in the village or something because it's a humble girl or something of a sort. But there always seems to be complications in between that come along in the relationship maybe. How do you advise like such people now?
If I got you, most of the time, if let's say you've set your standard, for example, you are looking for this guy, but your expectations are not meeting like the people you meet on the way.
Yeah.
It means that you have now to have a candid discussion, to be real with the person in the mirror, whereby you have to develop yourself more. Because remember, as I earlier on said, you attract who you are. So the moment the person who you want today is not manifesting, maybe they are waiting for you to be now to start acting in your full element.
True. So you would say most of the time it's just people not acting up. Like now, because we have been dealing with Sarah with one problem that we are not able to handle, and it's a global problem because we had it in the I don't know, I think your connection is not so good. Allan, can you hear me? I think he's having a small problem with his connection. Allan, can you hear me? I think your connection is not okay. So he's gotten disconnected. So for those who are present on the panel and on YouTube, I thank you so much for watching and everything. We are still on talking about factors of relationship and how to just find the right partner in life. And as an entrepreneur, I talked at the beginning of how it is valuable to maintain relationship with your partner. And so since I talked of already those who have the partners, now we are talking about getting their partner in such a way that it can relate and the two can actually connect. And so how to get the partner is what we are really dealing with. What are the factors to consider along the way? And we are just trying to see how the boy child and the girl child can maintain the high standards as they go along with life, and so that they can be able to get valuable partners for life, because it is a lifetime commitment. And if you're not ready to commit, then these are some of the things that create problems, and hence by having more problems along the way to run the businesses and to do everything in a more smooth way, in such a way that everybody is at peace and happy. Because when you have taken the time to be patient enough to get to know the partner in a better way and be able to know who you're really dealing with, it enables you to have an enriched relationship, a strong base. And especially if you were friends, like you really took the time to be friends for long and everything of the sort, it is very, very valuable. And just maybe choosing also, as Allan says, somebody in more less in your category, in such a way that you can have a valid discussion on things that you actually are living together, or you've experienced somehow, maybe in the same city, in the same town, or something of a sort, or similar culture, or I would say, but I like to say opposites attract in a way. So nobody can ever really tell what is the perfect partner. But for me, I believe when you can have a connection with the person, when you're capable of talking to the person, like it's the one person you tell yourself like, oh, I really just need to talk to them, I'm not okay, I'm feeling low or something of a sort, then it's wonderful to just be able to say that that's like the perfect person. Being able to say that I am connecting so much, like I'm sad today, I'd rather go home and just talk to this person. I would like to the person I would just enjoy being with at this moment. You think of a holiday, for example, they are the people you want to be able to. Okay, Allan is back. Let's have him back again. I think he had a problem with his connection. Yeah. Yeah, you had a problem with the connection. Sorry. Yeah. I was just talking about the values of choosing the right partner, because it's really a lifetime commitment.
Yeah, I was hearing.
Sorry.
emotionally vulnerable to them? Are you like, yes, are you so much secure? Are they safe enough to let you shine? This person, do they understand your dynamics? Do they understand your life vision? Do they understand all those kind of things? And you remember, this is a person you are looking forward to spending the rest of your life with. So they must be ready to understand who you are. They must be ready to cope up with your contain the negative side of you without giving up. There is somewhere I read that love and relationship and marriage is for two forgivers. So do you have a big heart to forgive this person? Do you have a big heart to let this person shine? You understand? So and you attract what you don't have. Why? Because sometimes you let's say you are these all doing well and all those kind of things. Then there is a character you identify in this person who is maybe down there in the scale of life, but there is something you are connected well with this person. No problem. Provided this person is your safest house. This person is a person who there is compatibility and there is the chemistry. Why not?
And exactly, and I think it comes really when you are capable of communicating with the person in such a smooth way, and there's some sort of connection. You're actually capable of even laughing and letting go of your seriousness, or like just letting go of the top skin, I call it, and literally just being present to be able to talk to the person. And that's what connects people. It's not really, I say, the standard and the level, but at some point or another, they need to come in connection where they're able to grow together, where this person who has already achieved all can be able to bring the other person to their level in such a way that they are advancing in the right way. You're making them discover your world in such a way as to learn, like, what haven't I seen about you all these years? Maybe if the person stayed in the village or something of a sort, like, what have you been going through? And this comes through the talking hours and hours, like there's not going to be tomorrow or something of a sort. And I think that's one thing most people fail to understand, or rather in the cities, we don't give it time to really get to talk and talk and talk like there's no tomorrow, you know?
Yeah, that boils down to what I said earlier on. I remember I said there is no commitment without communication, because communication and speaking it out, that is when now you get to know each other. That is why we have that period of dating. That is why we all have said that you need to cultivate the art of friendship, because with your friend, you feel so much secure, you feel so much safe to speak anything and everything. But because you began on the right foundation, that is when now you can have all those kind of candid discussions. But if you just began dating for the sake of it, dating because your friends are dating, you remember, in this life, just because you can fit in does not mean that this is the place you belong. You belong where you decide where you want to be. You know, don't let people define where you want to be, because the moment you let people define you, they confine you. The moment you let people's opinion get into your head, believe me, they will pin you down and they can work on you. But
I always say we can never please everybody, and that's the reason why when you find one will criticize you, one will compliment you, one will try to put you down, you cannot please the three of them. So it has to be on what you want yourself.
Exactly. As long as you're not money, or as long as your image is not on money, you can never please everyone.
True.
Yeah.
But now
that is why you are not meant for everyone, and everyone is not meant for you.
True. Very true. That's very, very true. Very true. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying you have to be intentional, and you are not meant for everyone, and everyone is not meant for you.
Very, very true. Very true. But then now, so I think before you cut, when you left, I was just trying to tell you one factor that we have been having a problem with Sarah lately, because being a global problem in such a way that we are having too many singles all over, and you know, you will find the ladies there are many, and they're like, I mean, we just don't know how to just is it putting ourselves out there, or is it how to find the right partner or something of a sort? And Sarah proposed a trend that we could try out or something of a sort. And in some traditions, it's laying out the handkerchief to show that you are available and that you are there. But then now you find most of the women who are very strong and powerful, not powerful per se, but they've really succeeded because they put their concentration into growing and developing and everything. And they didn't give it so much time to like really think about relationships and everything. So like from 35 to like maybe 45, 50, it's people who are just thinking like, I would love to be with someone finally, but how do you just get them without having to go to Tinder, to dating apps where you're ordering for one or something of the sort? This is like literally a global problem. And even in Europe, where you will find like women are not able to be out forward to say like, I want the person, or like they're bought for a drink, it's a problem, like, hey, get the hell out, you're bothering me, almost something of the sort. But okay, in Africa also there's a different perspective in a way, because then the ladies appreciate being bought for the drink, and here it's just a different aspect. In England it's different, in the US it's different. But one global factor that is reuniting all of them, it's the fact that they're not finding the partners. So like, how would you say like it would be dealt with? And I know the successful women in Kenya probably also are facing this, because I know so many of my age mates, for example, who are very successful in their businesses and everything, and they didn't have the time. They enjoy, yes, but there are times they tell themselves like, well, but how do you find them? How do you find the right person to date, not to waste time? So how do you go about such?
Wow, it's I'm enjoying, because this is the discussion I was just having with someone a few moments ago.
Oh, really?
I was asking them. Yeah, I was asking them to be real with me. They're telling me, at this age, I'm looking at the person to date me, or the person we date, and things are not working. I asked them, what qualities of a man you want to have in your life? So they told me.
Yes.
I took my book and I wrote down. I was like, okay, now where do you hang out?
Yeah.
Like, give me a rough overview of your day.
Yeah.
Then with her permission, I was like, okay, so which timelines do you have for marriage? I was like, okay. Then I asked them back to like the places you hang around, like from these, like just your daily pattern. I was candid with them.
Mm-hmm.
So with this kind of lifestyle you're having, do you think you will meet this person in these places you hang out? She was like, no. Then I was like, now you need to change your stuff.
Very true.
Because you cannot be sitting in the house, for instance, and expect that person to come and meet you there.
That is right.
It is just like, and this applies for everyone. I'm this, I believe in the principles of the Bible. So even Eve was brought when he was functioning in his purpose.
True.
So even it calls for you to identify as a man now. Where is your life purpose? What do you do? All those kind of things. So the right partner will come if you concentrate so much in doing and developing the you. And now for the lady out there, you also need to check the places you hang out. You cannot be expecting to meet this CEO guy who you are looking up for, and the places you are meeting is, I'll use this example in Kenya. You only meet the places where you have the menu on the wall. It cannot happen. You have to expose yourself in the right environment, and in the right environment, the people who are meant for you will gravitate themselves towards you. It is a question of aligning and realigning yourself. And how can this only happen if you spend quality time with yourself? Most of the people out here, they're seeking. That is when they can take anything just for the sake of it, So you have to be this person of you are so much in touch with yourself. You are so much real with yourself. You are so much secure with yourself to ask yourself hard questions,
Yeah.
so that you cannot be running from the reality. Yeah. So that is basically personally what I can advise the ladies out there. And people are never men. I think men also on the other hand, they need to be secure enough and learn how to handle a successful or rather an empowered woman, an assertive woman who knows what they want, who knows what they're standing up for.
Yeah.
So it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
To all our viewers, I'm just wondering if you're enjoying the content. Kindly let us have some questions. Let us know if you're relating to what we are sharing. Let us not just bash you out with a lot of information and maybe you're not connecting. Let's have some questions. Keep them coming as much as possible. Be interactive and let us know if you are enjoying any of all this and if it's connecting with you. Are you single? Are you in a relationship? Are you looking for somebody? And if it's the case, have you written down your desires, what you would like to manifest? And one thing we talked about last week, and I hope most of you listened, was one thing is do not keep saying, oh, I don't want this, I don't want this. You end up attracting what you keep speaking out. Your tongue has so much power in such a way that every single time you are trying to say, oh, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, this is all that is coming to you because this is what you keep calling every time. But you manifest all the things that you write down and say, thank you, God, this is the kind of man I'm going to have. This is the kind of house I want. This is the kind of life that I want. This is the next country I need to travel to. This is the next person I'm going to be with. This is what we're going to do together. So as you keep speaking out, this is how you're going to manifest this, sort of kind of partner in a way. Sorry, back to you, Allan.
Yeah, you just talked of what's in this chapter in my book, Before You Think of Dating.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Great. I'm going to definitely buy it. Yeah. But they tell us, where can we get it? And where can we buy it? Is it on Amazon? Is it on...
Yeah, sure. We have it on Amazon. I think I'll just confirm with my team now. I believe it's on Amazon. Then if you're around Kenya, we can deliver hard copies as well.
Great.
Also, I think we can deliver global. So the thing is, you've talked of words.
And where can people communicate to you? Are you allowing people to reach you onto your inbox, to your DM, direct message?
Sure. They can reach out on that.
So I hope you're all hearing and follow Allan because he speaks very valuable information that you are definitely going to love very much. So follow his page as much as possible to get that book, because you all have to get it. That is very valuable. Make sure that you check out on his DM because I'm going to tag him onto the video that I'm going to register. So definitely do follow and write back to him as much as possible.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
The way you were just saying, you mentioned something very vital on what, like today, if I speak in front of a mirror, I take a mirror closer to my mouth and speak.
Yeah.
You realize there will be water droplets, right? And we believe that water is life, right?
Yeah.
So every word we speak, it is life we are speaking.
True.
And if your life is never comfortable, if you are never comfortable with your life, you just need to change your confession. Because your life is confined at the level of what you speak. What you speak is so powerful, because negatively about marriages and relationships and expect that God will bless you with one. The kingdom of God does not operate on miracles only. It operates on principle. True. If you don't want to harvest it, don't sow it. It's the words you speak that you are speaking forth your life. Every now and then in your singlehood, wake up, say thank you, God, for my path. Say thank you. Sometimes some people today, they are single because they have not thanked God enough for their singlehood. You understand?
They're crying every day, but when am I ever gonna meet somebody? I'm sick and tired. Why am I still single? That because you're still declaring just singlehood, unfortunately, and it's what is just remaining upon you, unfortunately, also. But I believe, and what I try to even just advise on friends and a bit of ladies who come requesting for such information, I try to just say, if you're capable of enjoying your time with yourself, like you can actually have fun with yourself. You can learn, and this comes through different steps. I advise the first thing is, can you take yourself out and even just go buy a drink? Can you take a book? If you're afraid of feeling so alone, can you just take a book and read there on your own? When I was a student, when I was young, I always used to think and find it's like, oh, it's so weird to be alone. But my friends were like, you mean you've never done it? And I was like, no, I'm always with people. I'm always with someone. But because I'm a very talkative person. But then now I discovered the sweetness of literally learning to be with yourself. And you get to focus on different things. Ask yourself questions like, am I where I'm supposed to be in my life at this point in time? What can I do to improve? And you're asking yourselves things that enable you to grow because you're enjoying just that company. And this what makes you realize, if you find somebody who's ready to waste your time, you're capable of telling them off because you're like, I don't have time, like literally. But if you don't know how to occupy your time because you're slightly alone for a moment, any Tom, Dick, and Harry will come and sit in front of you. Oh, thank goodness I'm not alone anymore. And you will breathe thinking it's almost like a relief that there's someone finally with you. Like, oh my goodness, I'm not cooking alone. I'm not eating on my own or something of it. There's no shame in being on your own. There's no shame at all.
Yeah, sure. Because if you're not tired of where you are is tired of you. Right. So you have to change how you do things. As ladies, I always, even as a mom, time of seeing fool my brother, they make Christianity so boring till even people can work. So
it means what he just said. Being saved, it's not being bored.
Exactly. So that is need to read to that from the other side. We always say that Jesus saves and we spend. So you have to be a person who enjoy it, so that let your life, because we cannot be preaching the gospel alone. Can preach a gospel to someone. How can it happen? By the way you treat yourself speaks volume of how you're going to treat another person. Because you can never pour from an empty cup. You'll always overflow. So
very true.
Are you contented with your life? If that Christianity is not working, putting it towards.
And so you there's one point where you touched so briefly on being dependent on a man, like where it's a question that is discussed by many people in such a way that men do not appreciate a woman who has to fully depend on them, and women sometimes want a man who can provide or something of a sort. But from what angle would you come in as a coach, for example, in this aspect? Because I believe you see, like a person from Nigeria hearing me say such things as a woman, they would be like mortified, because the family needs to consider and make sure that the woman is being married into a very rich family, or like most of the African countries, for example. But the European sector, it's almost as if like, what does she do? Like, if she doesn't do anything, you cannot go there, or something of the sort. So it's more of a 50-50 world almost in Europe and in the United States, I would say, and in Australia much also, because these are countries that life is expensive. So partners work together as a combination. But what do you say about now partners from global aspect who come together, but they're expecting the other to provide almost? And there's a question of power. Oh yeah, coming from this week's discussion was, because he's providing more, he wants to be the one making the rules in the house, to be like the boss. But I feel because I'm bringing in more that I want to be the boss. And so it was a factor to the point the person is considering going with a different partner just because they can't stand that and they have not grown up with that. And for me, on my opinion, I had given the thought of like, and I love my grandfather so much. He passed on, God may his soul rest in peace, because as he was a very wealthy person, and in the olden days, he treated my grandmother with so much respect that I never felt he never overpowered anyone in the sense that because you did not come with any or something of a sort, but in such a way that he empowered her so much that she had different terrains of management, where she managed the tea farm and the coffee farm and the maize farm. And she did the coffee and the maize and other farms for vegetables. And he did the coffee and he did the big stuff and the whole businesses. And so for me, that growing up in such an environment made me understand that partnership and marriage and relationship, it's a two-way road, whereby there's no reason to overpower the other. But in the African perspective, I would say most people think because they provide that he's the boss. What's your perspective as a coach on that?
For me, I can tackle it from this point as well. You know, let's say we are married, and you are doing well, and I'm not doing well in terms of like everything. But one thing, a lady wants a person who's there so much secure with them, and this person, they can manifest their potential. They might not have it now. I read somewhere a meme, and it was saying that inside every man there is that wealth that has not been unlocked, and it only takes a queen, a real queen, who is going to make sure that that wealth manifests. So you know, it is.
Sorry, that was a call.
All put together, but which kind of potential are they portraying? You know, it's better for you as a man die while trying, but not for you just to sit there and pity patting all over the place. If this lady, for instance, she is ready to support you, she has been supporting you all along, and you know, it doesn't mean that they're demeaning you as a man. It actually means that this is now your true friend. This is your true friend who you can grow up together. But you should not neglect your role as a man in her life, because inside every woman there are two aspects. There is the aspect of a will in the kingdom, and there is like a girl who wants to manifest. And inside every man there is a boy who wants to play, and there is a king who wants to rule. So it is now that place of you ensuring that your woman feels now the queen in her kingdom. It is also to that point whereby you ensure that you do things within your own capability to ensure that the girl in her manifests. Remember, the goal is for you to ensure that your relationship, people will feel jealous of your relationship, not your woman to feel jealous of other people's relationship. That is where now insecurity comes in.
Yeah.
So in all the things you are doing as a man now, you need to be friends now with your lady, so that you let her now respect you. You let her, because respect is earned. You need not to be in that house. You need not to be telling them that, you know what, I'm the man in this relationship. The moment you as a man, you begin to say all those kind of things, that is the moment you start losing. Now on the other side, as a lady, remember this relationship as much as, that is why I've always advised my sisters, I've always advised ladies, the moment to get into a relationship, also have your own. I believe in joint. Also have your own, and it makes you gain power more strong. And in the young generation, I've always told them that the moment you are empowered enough, have your own. You will avoid unnecessary sexual acts. Why?
Yeah,
Because this person won't be taking
advantage of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's West
So
Coast.
it is now
Just a moment. We just answer this before it flows up. West Coast is also saying that it also depends if children are involved. Roles change. In what way do roles change? What do you think, Allan?
Roles can change, yes, in terms of, for instance, there are some things a woman can step in. But there are those places as a man try so much at least to be involved. Be it not even financially. If I'm not doing well and my lady she's doing well, she can be able to pay the school fees for our kids. Try so much to be involved in their lives. Not that is the lady now involved in the children's life, taking them to school, coming back, doing homework with them. Like really, you have that is why you are in her life.
Yeah, I don't think roles change in any way, because if you are friends and partners, you're capable of like doing just as Allan is saying. Like if she's working so much, be the first person to have even prepared a meal and say like, honey, you had a long day at work, the meal is ready, the kids have already done their homework, she's feeling easy, and she will jump in and say like, oh my, I've come in a bit late, I can maybe take care of the kids, maybe read them a story before they go to bed or something of the sort. So the role doesn't change in any way. It's partnership, being able to respect one another at the level at which everybody is. West Kids says the attention given to children, sometimes men don't understand and feel neglected. This is another subject.
Okay, like just to touch on it,
yes.
Children, the moment children come, that is even the more reasons that you guys need to, like children need to be like what will cement you even more, will keep you guys even closer. It will happen if the children, it means there is something you're not giving out. There is something, it's a failure on my side.
No, Wes, I will beg to differ with you, Allan, in that aspect where I have seen women who are in a position where there's either, if there's no baby blues, and then they're in a healthy manner and they're able to run that without a problem and everything. But in the perspective where as much as the other partner is giving all they can, there are partners who will fall deeply in love with the kids, they forget the other person exists. So I understand West Coast on his question and why he's feeling left out. And it actually became part of a bigger reason why divorces started happening a lot when there's a relationship and all of a sudden kids are there. But because he's feeling so left out, because either the woman is completely in love with the kids, and I have had even scenarios where the husband, he is literally in love and in awe of the child. He forgets this woman exists. And in the long run, he doesn't even pay attention to her or something of a sort. That's maybe where you come in. But this other part where this partner is literally focused on the child and completely forgets, like, the man exists or something of a sort. But it has happened in both ways in many times, in many areas.
It has happened, and now here what comes to mind and what can be done. I'll recommend that people have a communication, like without bantering each other in terms of you feel like how they make you feel, and it can only happen if in the first place we are friends. That what, even if I tell you this, it won't affect our relationship, so that we can be able to grow together, we can be able to coexist in harmony, and we can be able to bring even the children in the right way. Because if you feel so, you might end up hating on your children more instead of like you loving them, because
there's no distractions involved, that you're actually talking, you're actually looking at each other, you're reminding each other of the beginnings, like what you really liked about each other. And if you don't speak them out on and off, like even on your anniversary, keep, if you didn't get married, keep the date you met together as valuable, as like though it's very important, in such a way that it'll be your memory day. Like maybe try and write to each other a letter. What are the things you like, value, and appreciate in this person? Don't put what you don't like. They don't want to know what you don't like about them. Let them grow out of hearing your positives, like, and let them also write their positives. And you also writing positives about them is now what will make the two of you grow together. And she'll go like, oh, he still thinks this about me, or oh, she still thinks this about me. Like you grow, you, I don't know, you find confidence also in such little things that are spoken well of, I would say. West Coast says, but you actually don't get to know your partner until you actually live with them. Wow. This is the challenge. Allan, I let you speak first, please.
That is why you don't actually get to know your partner until you actually live with them. Now, what is the reason of dating?
Yeah.
Dating is that point whereby you get to know each other. Yes, you might not know them fully because people tend to fake it so much in dating. But it can only be true if you guys are friends in the first place. You start by the art of friendship. I know we've said this over and over. Because at the moment we are friends, there is nothing I can not hide from you. The moment we get to, don't let these your emotions like overpower you. Don't let your emotions like put a curtain, in front of you. You have to put your intentions clear. You have to be real with this person. If you are looking, if really we are looking at a long-term thing, we be real with each other, and it can only happen if in the first place I'm real with myself. You know what? This is my character. Because let me tell you, living a lie is so much expensive. Living a lie, at the end of the day, you will be caught. So, and the moment you'll be caught, you will have wasted that. And the moment we start from a cleansing up with each other, it will be easy. Today we are living in a relationship, in a world whereby people in relationships, they are just tolerating each other. They are not celebrating each other. They are just there for the sake of it. But emotionally, they are not there. They are not safe enough. And this happened because this person, that is why they have said in Africa, we've always said, during the first 2 weeks of a relationship, this person will treat you so nicely. This person will take you for those dates and out there. But after some time, it's just like that period of campaigns in Africa. The politician will have the money, everything. They will dash out, handouts. But after some time, the discussion changes. So we just need to change the narrative. And this narrative can only change if I'm really with myself in the first place. That's when I'll be real with everyone around.
Yeah, I think really the best advice is for everybody to really try and take time to be patient. Let the dating period last maybe even at least six months to 1 year. Why rush?
Yes,
I mean, it's a lifetime. Yeah. It's a lifetime commitment that is so long. When you promise each other years for life, you're in it for a lifetime. So I believe, honestly, taking time is so valuable, and it'll be like your biggest value, because then you get to realize things that you wouldn't know. He's laughing. More time. No, I guess, well, for me, I say the secret is, if you're capable of falling in love with a friend you have known for over like 3 years, it's perfect. You know why? You almost know that person like in and out. You know what they like. You're capable of even knowing what kind of person they like. As in, they never hid anything from you. And so I always try and say, like, if you can find those friends that you have known for so long, you're so cool with each other and everything, they're never hidden agendas or something of a sort. And so you almost tend to you tend to be really real, and you're very natural with that person. And I believe this is just the sweetest epical moment where these people can make the best marriage out of it.
Yeah, because some people are saying if you really want to date an African, or if you want to date this person, take them to the swimming pool. So that's the thing.
Why?
That is where now the foundation, the mascara will come out. So that you
Westcott says, but it will change once you live together. All my friends have said so. All your friends are not the entire world. They are different.
Yeah. And no, people don't change. People don't change in a relationship. They just manifest who they have been faking it. Yeah. So, if you are keen enough, this person showed those signs in that period of dating. That is why I like what you said. Psychologically, once you get to interact with this person for about 6 months, you'll be able to be real with them. You'll be able to understand and pick up few things here and there about them. Yeah. And you see how you can. But the problem with most of the people in relationship, they try to make this person change so that they can love them. As long as you are not God, don't try the joke.
Oh my God. Yeah.
A person, if they value, they will just change so that they can have you.
Allan,
so don't kill yourself trying to make this person.
Yeah. I think that's a wonderful, and changing the other person is trying to make yourself look so perfect. Like, nobody's perfect. As I said, Jesus only is perfect. And so, like, since we all can't attain perfection, you accept what the other brings on the table, and you bring the best version of yourself. And I think this is what will make the perfect relationship. So I think, Allan, we're going to wind up soon before my phone breaks down on us. The battery is not happy. And so it has really been a pleasure. I don't know if you would like to do this again another moment, because West Coast was really live and interactive with us. We thank you very much for being present. And I hope you can follow the YouTube channel where everything is going to be registered, and get to also subscribe to Allan, who has a YouTube channel and gets to share this valuable information every single time, and that you can be able to grow. So do you think you're going to be with us another time, Allan?
Anytime, any moment, my lines are open. I'll just create time. They say no one is busy. It's a matter of priorities.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
So,
and so on Monday we do Clubhouse talking about love, and this platform has international people, like people from all continents, literally, and the speeches are from different variations and different people. So if you would like to join, let me know in the DM, and I can send you the Clubhouse link where you can be able to join us. Otherwise, I'm going to let you, Allan, close, and then I can finalize after. West Coast says thank you both. It's a pleasure, West Coast. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Allan, would you like to say something? Would you like to say something, Allan?
Oh, I didn't get you well. You don't hear. Mine is okay. Mine is just to say thank you so much for your time and creating time for this. Keep on doing what you are doing, and keep on touching lives at the end of the day, because 100 years ago we were not here. 100 years to come we will not be here. But one thing that we've done for us is the legacy we leave behind. So live your life as a legend, but ensure that your legacy that you made behind is so powerful. And history will judge you so hard and harshly if you don't give us a book.
I am already writing.
Please do. We had not talked about this, but please do.
I did not commit. I should commit to say by September it's going to, before my birthday, 10th of October, the book is going to be out.
Please do, because I've gone through your channel, then I was like, oh my, you need to give us a book. Kindly.
It's already.
Because I've written so far 4 books.
I actually have 2 going on at the same time.
Please do. So,
okay.
And to your viewers and everyone here, we just say thank you for keeping it here. Ensure you subscribe to our various YouTube channels, and
yes.
Let us grow together. I believe everything and anything happens for a purpose. And one thing is that no relationship will ever leave you neutral. It is either it is buying something out of you or buying something into you. So
True.
you just need to be intentional with anything around you. Till next time, I've been yours truly, Allan Lawrence. Any moment, feel free to, we have this kind of discussion.
Fantastic. So every Friday we can get to have this, and Sarah will be with us next Friday. So you will enjoy having her so much. And West Coast, don't forget to join us next Friday also. And the YouTube channel, what is valuable is you giving us feedback on every video that you watch to the end. Let us have a comment from you, letting us know that you have gotten inspired, you have learned something new. And as I say, get multiple earning streams, get up to 10. My best mentor, Jim Rowan, God rest his soul in peace, always says, for you to attain time and financial freedom, you need to have minimum 10 earning streams. And this is why my purpose is to keep sharing all the investment ideas available in the digital world, especially, so that you can attain this time and financial freedom, so that we can all live, love, and learn. So keep living and keep loving. Until next time, next Friday. Bye-bye. Thanks, Allan.
Bye-bye. Ciao. Thank you so much.
Mercy says they will also be there. Okay, great. We'll love to have you next time too, Mercy. Bye-bye. Okay, thanks, Allan. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
To my YouTube channel, thank you so much for being present with me. It was a pleasure, and I hope you enjoyed. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what you got out of it. Until next time, live, love, and learn. Bye-bye.